Hi everyone, welcome to this video, and in this video we are going to talk about Commvault and the 4 different product portfolio that Commvault offers in the current market. So for 5 consecutive years, Commvault has been ranked the leader in the Magic Quadrant for enterprise data center backup and recovery products. So in the enterprise scale, Commvault competes with products like Veritas Net Backup, Veeam, EMC. Dell EMC has Avamar and Networker and Data Domain, which are competing with Commvault, and also Commvault competes with IBM in particular, and there are other products like Cohesity and Rubrik which are making into the market, but still Commvault has been ranked the leader for 5 consecutive years by the Gartner Magic Quadrant. So that's a big achievement. Commvault used to have a product line called Commvault Simpana. So Simpana is one such product line which generally offers the complete backup and recovery solutions at an enterprise level. So today, if you look at Commvault, Commvault has been restructured its position in a lot of ways. So let's get started with understanding their first product offering, which is Commvault Complete Backup and Recovery. So let's write it down. Commvault and Recovery. So Commvault Simpana is now called Commvault Complete Backup and Recovery, and this is a single powerful solution for data protection and wherever your data lives. For example, you have your traditional data center, you can use your storage libraries, tape libraries, storage libraries and tape libraries, and also cloud libraries to basically back up your data center workloads. Or if your solution lives in cloud like Azure or AWS, you can still build a VM or an EC2 instance or an Azure VM for Commvault Complete Backup and Recovery and use it for the internal protection. Like you can back up through S3, or you can back up to EBS volumes or to Azure storage. So this is a complete backup solution that Commvault offers for an enterprise level. So it's a unique product in its class because it has a lot of other features, like you can do automation, orchestration, and all the other things about your workflows. So coming to the second product, which we are going to talk about is something called Commvault Activate. So let's say you have a ton of data that you're going to manage in your company, but you don't know any insights about the data. For example, there are some confidential files which are private and confidential that only required participants should read, or you are backing up huge amounts of databases with a growth rate of, let's say, 3%, or you have your application backups, you have your VMDK backups, which are VMware VM backups, or you have your file backups. So all this data, you need to have an insight into your data, and you need to have a better governance to protect your files with confidential files, your private files, your public files, what should be disclosed, what should not be disclosed publicly. All this data, basically Commvault Activate is one such product which provides you with insights into better data governance, as well as to understand your business outcomes. When let's say a confidential file basically leaks, it's a data leak. So all these business outcomes you'll be able to understand using Commvault Activate. Again, this is a unique product in its class. Azure has information protection, which is a complete suite of products which will classify the documents and make sure the documents are not shared in a public domain. So again, we'll go to the third product, and the third product which we're going to talk about is Commvault Hyperscale. So Commvault Hyperscale, let me start with an example how Commvault Hyperscale basically works. In a traditional data center architecture, you have your backup storage, right? Let's say you are using a data domain. Let's say this data domain is 7.8 TB in size. So it provides the inline deduplication. So you will be able to store something like 15 terabytes of data in this. So if you want to do a scale out of this particular data domain, what basically you do is add another data domain and you basically do a scale out. Scale out is like increasing the space of a particular storage. So scale out data protection is playing a very crucial role in the market right now. So Commvault has a product called Hyperscale. So Hyperscale basically provides you with a scale out data protection, and it's designed to grow with your particular needs. And this is basically given as a software as a service. So this is a software, or you can do it as a VM appliance that you can install in your vCenter. And you can gradually increase the space for this particular hyperscale appliance. So this gives you an advantage that when the requirement is to back up more data, you can use a product called Hyperscale, which will help you to back up and scale out according to the requirements. So another product which we are going to talk about, and the final product, is basically Commvault Orchestrate. So how many, for example, if you're working in the data management space as a backup administrator or a storage administrator, you will understand the importance of disaster recovery. So disaster recovery is something that is well taken care with the help of the synchronization technologies and the replication technologies. So synchronization and replication play a very major role in order for you to manage your data center disaster recovery. So sync is basically you have one data center, it always gets in sync with the secondary data center. And replication is basically, it's like a schedule that you create in order to replicate data from one center to another center, whether it's in cloud or in a traditional data center. So Commvault Orchestrate basically provides you with the data provisioning and the sync capabilities. It provides you the sync capabilities for faster disaster recovery. And also we are seeing a growing trend in the dev test environments. So a dev test environment, let me explain you. There are two different identical environments that are created where development happens in one environment and the testing happens in the other environment. So dev test is very important. Like you generally place development in a data center and testing in cloud, or vice versa, or it can be both in the data centers and as well as both in the clouds. If it is completely in the cloud, Azure has a dev test environment that you can build with Azure, and that helps you to create dev as well as testing environments. Both are identical. And also Commvault Orchestrate does this in a professional manner, like create dev test operations, manage two data centers and sync the data between these data centers. And Commvault Orchestrate also helps you with something called workload migration. So for example, you are using a traditional data center and there is a workload which contains an app server, a database server, a web server, and let's say a file server. So your project is to basically migrate this particular workload to cloud, let's say Azure or AWS, in that manner. So Commvault Orchestrate is a product that helps you with the workload migration, the designing of the workload migration, and also initiating the workload migration to get it migrated to cloud or to a secondary data center. For example, you have one, let's say you are running one vCenter in data center 1, and you want to migrate that workload to the vCenter 2, data center 2. So you can use Commvault Orchestrate, and it provides you with the workload migration capabilities. So these are the 4 products that Commvault operates in its portfolio right now. I hope this video is informative, and if you have any questions on Commvault, you can let me know in the comment section. And thank you very much for watching this video. Till the next video, happy learning. Bye bye.